Good afternoon, YouTubers. Kind of, let's call it off-brand video. A friend of mine, we work on a paccar. This is a power steering. Right there is the splines inside. Power steering slash fuel pump, which sits on the top like this. And this is for the paccar. There's fuel lines. That's how small the power steering is. What happened is, end up having fuel and the power steering, and he ended up buying the whole assembly new, and there's no cord charge, so he left me the old one, and I just trying to make research on a paccar much as I can. Never been inside of them or anything like that, but this is the first part we actually replace on a paccar. And the complaint was, like I said, fuel and the power steering. When I disassemble it, that's what I found out. See, this is the keeper in between it. Not keeper, but I would say idler gear. And see this little, let me grab a little screwdriver. Just grab a little screwdriver. So this thing right here, this cutoff, it's not supposed to be there. Same thing right here, not here either. Same thing, this thing. See how wore out? So this thing ran fine, had no problems. But this thing goes like this. Goes like that. And this thing basically sits on the top. And when I took this thing apart, all this liquid stuff, it's actually a fuel, because you can smell it. Right here is a weeping hole, and I don't know, it's lubricating by fuel, but what? But the pump itself, it's not turning very easy. It's kind of locking up. So I have a feeling there's a little seal up there. It was bypassing, and it's got to be a seal right here. And they said that they separate by only O-ring. So you could have drove it, but the first symptom is the power steering was turning really hard, and it was turning fluid pink in the power steering. So truck has 600,000 miles on it. And I think what would happen, this shaft would eventually break off. Or this one, see how it's notched out? Trust me, it's not supposed to be that way. That means this thing was sitting like this, and it was bouncing back and forth when the truck was running, and it would eventually snap out, and the truck would die, and the guy would know what to do. But paccar, I don't know what the part number on this thing, but it's right there. And this thing, they come as assembly. They're $1,200. This comes a whole unit. Believe it or not, if you look at the part, it's located on a bell housing on the driver's side, towards the bottom, underneath the starter, basically. No, on top of the starter, I'm sorry. And it looks very complicated. Changed it on the 579 Peterbilt, but it wasn't that bad. He changed it fairly fast, so I didn't do this part. But first experience with a paccar, really interesting way they design and how small it is. But it lost little over 600,000 miles, I believe, so he has on it. Don't quote me on that. But it worked when we took it off. Just was bypassing fuel and the power steering. Thanks for watching.